Okay. Now, a knapsack. That's a 24 to 48 hour bag. Okay. I want a basic camping set of a little more comfort than I've got in the haversack. The haversack is a user that can be used in an emergency. I'm wanting an actual shelter set in this one. And so I'm looking for what I've come up with thus far is we're going to go with the my old haversack. I've got an entire shelter tarp system there. That's the tent stakes, guy lines, everything right there. And I've camped under one of them several times, very comfortable. I've got a full-size hammock, travel size. I've got my small parts kit that's got all my little sundries like cordage, extra knife, compass, all of that's in there. Extra cordage. I've got the sleeping pad, sitting pad that I just got. It's acting like a frame in the bag, and this will, utilizing these straps, be put underneath me in the hammock for a back pad, for a little extra padding, a little extra warmth, and keep mosquitoes from biting me. I've got the leather tender bag fire kit that I love, and that's what I got in here thus far. Now also I had a pair of gloves and a bandana. Now I gotta add food. I'm gonna be carrying my cook kit on me, which will be my grail in the pot and all. I'm gonna get another cup to go on the bottom of it, so I got 2 pots and 2 ways, something to eat and something to drink out of it, and that'll help with preparation. The food that's gonna go in here has got to be small and light anyway.
Well, I was gonna ask you about that since you brought it up. Are you gonna put cans, or are you gonna put the freeze-dried stuff you can get at the anonymous big box?
I think it's going to be a little bit of a mix of both. A lot of times I'll get the freeze-dried stuff, like that darn good chili or something like that, and just throw in an extra can of chicken meat, that you just heat up and throw in with it. It's already cooked. So I can add, that's one of the things with a lot of those dehydrated is there's not a lot of meat in them. It's a lot of vegetables and stuff, not a lot of meat. Plus, we grew up with mac and cheese, or rice-a-roni, or something like that. So
Or hamburger helper.
Our hamburger helper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We won't go there.
Squirrel helper. Oh God, once a week you had that hamburger helper. But we're looking at something that's got to be easy and quick, one-pot meals.
Right.
There's a big plethora of that, and I'm good at coming up with something edible out of that. And I don't eat that much, really. And when you consider that before I go out, I'm going to have the before feast that you always load up before you go out. What was it that old Mark Baker said in his one of his videos? He talked about to resign my domestic happiness. Means you know you're going to be hungry, you know you're going to be a little uncomfortable, you know you're going to be all of the above, so just accept it and go with it.
I remember a story. Some of our mutual friends, I don't remember if you were part of it or not. I know I wasn't. But a reenacting group, you and I both were a part of it one time. Decided to canoe down the river and live off the land.
Yeah.
You remember that story?
Yeah.
Everybody went hungry about 2 days, except for this one guy who had packed some jerky or something.
Yeah, they were going to be seriously primitive and live off the land, and they hadn't considered, and none of them brought fishing gear.
Yeah, go figure.
They all.
And these are the guys that taught us.
Yeah, and they were going to go and live off the land, and they didn't bring a bit of fishing gear, and they're on the river.
Now, there was nothing moving. There were no squirrels, and it was squirrel and deer season and rabbit.
Yeah.
They all run together. and there were no deer, there were no squirrels, and there were no rabbit moving.
Nothing. Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
But anyway, back to food. With what I've got here, we're just for the right now going to say we're going to put the bandana in the top flap and the gloves for quick access to the top flap.
The one thing that sticks out to me that you don't have here is a flashlight.
I do have that. That's in
You
here.
do have a flashlight.
I have a candling device in here. I carry a O-light in my pocket.
You know, we both came back to the thought after the first talk we had that neither one of us mentioned putting in a flashlight.
Yeah, but I have actually. I carry one. I carry one on my keychain. I carry that in my pocket, and I carry this one in here.
Right.
I've got sharpening sets in here. I've got a repair kit in here. Duct tape in here.
You also need a boo-boo kit.
I took it out of here to put mothers, and you're right, I do need to add a small boo-boo kit.
Every pack that you've got needs a boo-boo kit. That way you don't have to worry about, well, did I or didn't I move it?
Exactly, and that's just it. You got to transfer it over. So by putting that in the bottom, then the hammock. Whoop, whoop. It's so new, I'm not even used to this piece of kit yet. That fits perfectly in there, and it acts like a frame into it, and it'll give me something I can pull out and sit down. If I'm gonna sit down on the ground really quick. Alright, that goes to the bottom. Hammock on the side. Tuck that in that hole. That goes into, that's got my fire kit covered. It's got all my It's got 3 forms of tinder, 2 of which work when it's wet. A lighter, a ferro rod, and matches, and a burning lens. And I've got a ferro rod on my knife. Now that we can either...
You just put your one wind in here.
Did I?
Yeah.
Nope, it's right down here.
Okay. I was looking around for it.
Yep. I can put that crossways the top right there. Fold that over the whole thing, and it'll hold it in place.
Right.
And it means it's quick access whenever I get to where I'm going.
That'll get you covered up just in front of that thunderstorm.
That's just about it. Well, I mean, you got to accept the fact that this is not going to be a foul weather set anyway. If I'm toting this, I'm expecting it to be fairly good weather.
How long have you lived in South Alabama?
My whole life, and I know what you're talking about. But you're not expecting.
Right.
Okay. This is about I think it's 10 by 10. That tarp is. And I can set it down in a plow point if I got to, or down in an A-frame. I'll be fine even in the heaviest downpour.
Yeah.
It's big enough to cover the hammock both ways plenty.
Exactly.
And what I do a lot of times with these is I actually run a ridge line and put it on a diamond. And then instead of staking out the 2 sides, what I do is I take and run 2 sticks under me like that, come up underneath me and hook to the edge, and that way I can fly it like a sail.
The bat wing.
The back wing to adjust it. But right now, where we're at is we're at 7 pounds. All right, 3 pounds additional.
With your boo-boo kit and your food, you'll hit 10.
Yeah, boo-boo kit and food will hit 10. All right, I've got a place to sleep. What I don't have is any kind of cover element. I don't have a blanket in this. Now I've got, this is going to be summertime set anyway. I made up that sheet, and most times it's all I need. Now I don't have a mosquito net. However, this hammock is big enough that what I do is it's got that sewed-on pocket. I get to the opposite side of it and I put a little weight in that sewed-on pocket, and I can throw it over the top of the hammock and completely enclose me. So that will eliminate a lot of it. I do need bug spray in here as well for ticks and everything else, a boo-boo kit. So we need to add food, the boo-boo kit, some sort of cover element like a blanket. If I add a woobie, you done gone over the limit right there and you ain't got no food. So I'm thinking that, just that sheet thrown over the top, because that sheet's more warm enough for me. When the low at night's going to be, 70, 80, 75 or 80,
Welcome to August.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do during that time. You don't even think about anything on top of you when you lay down, honestly. So what's missing?
You're wearing your cook set and your cutting implement.
Yes.
You've got shelter. You've got hammock. You've got gloves and a
Fire kit.
fire kit. You've also got your bandana,
Yeah.
which can double as a bandage. So you've got a partial boo-boo kit there.
Partial. Well, I got duct tape in there too.
Okay.
So
Now you've got a boo-boo kit.
I got a boo-boo kit. I just need to throw
A basic boo-boo kit.
some Band-Aids in there for the small stuff.
Yeah.
Set of tweezers.
And then your food, and basically you're set.
Mm-hmm.
Unless if you want to put a change of underwear, t-shirt, and socks.
That can go into the flap.
Yeah. And off camera we discussed ways to minimize the size on that to make it fit. So
I mean, that's it. It isn't that I've got, like an airplane where if you're over this limit you can't go.
Right. Well, now, you and I both are on the shady side of 60.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean,
we've got to worry about the weight.
I do need to throw. I've got the cook setting all set up already, and that's going to handle anything I'd use for this. I do need my food in there. But to me, the base weight.
Yeah.
Okay. Food, I'm not going to count so much.
Well, I mean, with what we discussed, the freeze-dried stuff and maybe a can or two, is not going to come to but about 1.5 pounds.
True.
Which is half of your 3 pound limit. You're looking at a 3 pound window.
Yeah.
And the freeze-dried with maybe a can or two will fill up about half of that. The boo-boo kit at
an ounce at the most.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going with just the basic kit, it'll probably be 4 to 6 ounces, maybe. So you're not using up very little there. And then you got the weight of your clothes, your change of clothes, which will probably eat up most of that 1.5 pounds extra.
Well, usually, I'm gonna carry another t-shirt because I don't mind so much the pants being still sweaty, but it's the shirt that sticks to you. Right. And so my typical thing to do during the summer is you wait till the sun's going down. Then you go get the sweat off of you. Right. And dry off, and
plus mosquitoes are drawn to that salt.
And they're drawn to the salt. So taking and rinse. A lot of times I'll just rinse. I'm near running water. I'll clean me up and use my t-shirt that I'm wearing to rinse out and use it to wash off with, and then rinse it out, wring it out real good, air dry, which don't take long, and then put on my dry t-shirt and take my wet t-shirt and hang it up by the fire to dry during the night. That and do the same thing with my socks, interchange my socks. It's only a 24-hour to 48-hour bag, so I'm only really talking about one night.
Sure.
I can stretch it to 2. I could take an MRE and strip it down and fit in the side that I've got left, and have a full day's meal. One MRE is a full day's meal to me.
Right.
Because I'll eat the entree for one meal, and I'll eat the side dish for another meal, and then throw in the cookie or whatever during the day for a snack. So usually a MRE is enough for 24 hours for me.
Right.
We were going on a canoe trip one time, and a good friend of mine, we were going to be gone for 4 days, and I picked up a pack that was the size of this that he also brought along, and he said, that's got to go, it's very important. So I'm thinking it's medical or something. We got it in the canoe, we took off, we had gone maybe an hour, and he wanted to pull over and pull up on a sandbar. Said he had to use the bathroom, so we pull over on the sandbar. He immediately grabbed that pack and bailed out, went up, did his business, came back. I'm still sitting in the back of the canoe. Next thing you know, he opens it up and brings out a little wood stove, and it's coffee, a coffee pot, and that. He brought 4 pounds of coffee. He thought he was gonna use a pound of coffee a day.
Where's the problem in that?
No, You know, I think we did about 10 coffee stops that day. So I'll never forget that. Every time I see a pack this side, I think coffee pack.
Fortunately, you can get those little single-serve bags now.
Oh yeah, now you got all kinds of stuff. And I don't drink coffee.
I do.
I don't. I only drink it, you know, in the winter or something like that, or when I need caffeine. For the most part, my dad was a 3-pot a day, and I just never learned to drink coffee. You know, like that. To me, it's like
that's one of those
whatever.
things that can also be a comfort item.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for a lot of people, a good hot cup of coffee is just a comfort item.
It can be a real asset on cold days and stuff like that, and wake you up. I understand that. I just never got into it. I'll drink it,
I get it.
but I just don't carry it.
Right. Or tea.
Or tea. Now I like tea. I'd rather drink, if I'm gonna drink a warm beverage, warm tea is just as good to me as anything else. But you know, I'm weird. This makes a full-size 10x10 tent. If it's bad inclement weather, now I don't have rain gear in here, but this tarp can be used for that.
Sure. But didn't you say in a recent video that if it's going to get really, really bad, you're just going to hunker down in a poncho?
Yeah, I mean,
it'll be a miserable night, but at least you'll be reasonably dry.
From experience, we both learned that if it's blowing rain, where it's that every direction blowing rain,
Yeah.
I don't care where you're at, you're gonna get wet.
Mm-hmm.
It's better just to get, you know, get a big tree between you and the primary direction, rake you up a big old pile of debris, put the poncho on, just sit down and hunker down and lean back. You're gonna be wet, but you'll be more dry like that, and just your legs are gonna get wet, as opposed to trying to hang in any kind of tent or tarp or whatever, because it's just gonna blow under the side and you're gonna get wet.
Well, not only that, but your tarp is more than likely to take off and go somewhere.
Yeah.
You'll have to hunt it up in the morning, and you'll be sitting there spinning and rocking and rolling in your hammock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that kind of defeats the purpose.
It does. I mean, people in a lot of parts of the country haven't seen storms like we get, being down here near the Gulf, because you'll have storms roll off and it's raining, you know, 2 inches an hour, and 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 mile an hour winds, and it's not a constant direction wind. It shifts this way, then it shifts that way.
The infamous sea breeze front.
Oh yeah, and you just constantly, you know, I've seen it where the trees are doing like this.
Well, you know, it's like you go back anywhere you live, whether it's up in Ohio with Dan, or out in Texas with William, or wherever else. If you live down here on the Gulf Coast, you're going to get a sea breeze front on your average summer afternoon.
Oh yeah.
Between June and November, you're going to catch a tropical storm.
Sooner or later.
Sooner or later, the odds are going to get you. If you live near a river,
yeah,
you're going to catch a flood.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
When?
You know, if you're up in Ohio with Dan, then you're going to catch a snow. It's going to happen. You're going to have frost. They had snow this week.
Yeah. Yeah, here they've had snow in the last couple of days. Here it is middle of May, and they had snow.
And you know, William is pretty much in the same situation we're at, because he's close to the coast.
Yeah, when I went up in November and went up to Dan's, and it was 17 degrees. I left down here and it was the 80s.
Yeah.
And I got up there and it was 17.
I remember.
Chilled me to the absolute. Of course, they were all laughing at me because I looked like a little snowman. I put on so many layers, but you know, I told them, y'all go right ahead and laugh, have some fun. When you come down here and y'all are passing out at 60 degrees.
Come see me in September.
Yeah, 60 degrees and y'all are passing out from heat, and we'll think that's cute too. It ain't 100 yet.
Matter of fact, that's your new gathering date
Yeah.
is in September, isn't it?
I have not ironed it out yet. We got to wait, make sure all this COVID is gone. But once we figure it out, yeah, I will have an event.
But it's going to be August, September time frame-ish.
I definitely will not be in August. It'll probably be September or very early October, one or two.
Okay, there was something coming up around that time that you didn't want to conflict with.
Yes, in October we're supposed to go to Kentucky to do something with the campcraft school.
Right.
So that's it.
But, you know, it's like we say, you prepare for your environment.
Mm-hmm.
You're not preparing for northern Ohio on the lake.
No, I'm preparing for lower
You're
Alabama.
preparing for lower Alabama on the Gulf.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, other than the few basic things that we have specified, you know, your boo-boo kit, your food, change of clothing, or change of basic clothing.
And some sort of cover.
And some sort of cover, you're done.
You know, this is the hardest bag to me.
If it goes to 11, oh well.
Oh well, you know, I'm not, like I said, if I got to compromise and it goes 15, as long as it's giving me the comfort I need,
Sure.
yeah, I can handle it. But on this is the hardest bag for me because the haversack was easy. It's an emergency kit, base comfort, and then it's a craft bag from that point. It's what am I doing today? Its weight can vary quite a bit because what am I carrying today? Am I carrying a saw, carrying a hammer, carrying a hatchet, what?
Are you going to carry something like that on this?
Well, it'll supplement too. Again, what am I doing? You know, this is the basic kit. Then when you go uphill and you go to the rucksack, I got room. I expect it to be 20 pounds or less, you know. So in my mind, it's like 8 pounds for a haversack, 10 pounds for a knapsack, and 20 pounds or less for the rucksack. And then the winter bag, 30 pounds or less, because I'm not going to tote that too terrible far. You know, 25 pounds really, because all you're doing in the winter bag is it's just bulking up. You know, it's not necessarily greater weight, it's just now everything's bigger and bulkier. For long underwear and big old heavy sleep systems. And, I mean, if it's going to be really severely cold, why am I going? You know, why am I coming out here when it's 17 degrees? But okay, Dan needs me in Ohio, I'll tote my stuff.
Well, that, you know, that in Ohio is different than 17 down here.
Very true. But, I mean, I carried my complete one-wind hammock set, the underquilts, the tarps, the everything. And then I had my MS sleep system. That's a tank by itself.
Yeah.
And when I got all wooded into all of that, I was like this, you know, I was in the middle of a giant donut.
Yeah.
You know, I never got cold in that hammock at all.
Doubt it.
Of course, I had so many layers over me. I remember at one point I pulled the top off and it was frost everywhere. You know, underside of my tent, my tarp was shimmering from a car going by from all the ice crystals up there, but I was perfectly warm. I was unusually warm. But I was just not acclimated to it either. So this bag's job it's a hard one to me because you got to have the capability, and yet you got a weight limit. It'd be so easy just to, well, I did it, well, you're already up to the rucksack. Now, you want to put another layer here between it and the rucksack of a little, no, I want 3. Actually, I want 4. I want the haversack, the knapsack, the rucksack, and the winter bag. I don't want to have to add another bag in the middle because if this ain't quite enough, I need to change bags.
Well, now, think about this too.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about 4 different bags.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want 4 different bags?
Yes, I do, because the purpose of it is the haversack is unencumbered. Okay, we're going out and we're doing stuff. If we were doing this today and we're not talking about this, I'd be toting the haversack.
Sure.
Because we're not planning on camping.
Right.
We're just coming out working on skills. That's that bag's job. This bag's job is we're going to come out, we're going to spend one night.
Right.
Okay. We're going to be doing a lot of walking or whatever. I don't want to be a lot encumbered. That's this bag. We're coming out and we're going to be here for 4 or 5 days and it's event. That's the rucksack's job because I'm carrying greater comfort. I'm going to be toting chairs then.
Yeah.
you know, we're going to be coming in on a car or on a canoe or whatever and setting up a camp. Then that's the rucksack's job. And the only reason the rucksack can't handle it all is when you go into the winter and those big, bulky, it's not enough space. For like the MS sleep system's this big, you know. I mean, when I come walking into Dan's, that thing was sitting up on top of me. It's like the pack had legs on them. They were all laughing about that. It looked like a, you know, is little Tommy going with Daddy today? You know, yeah, I'm not that big. Okay.
They weren't laughing the next morning, were they?
No, they weren't. But you know, hey, like Dan says, he's small in stature and big in knowledge.
At 6'9"?
Yeah, well, he's 6'8", and I'm 5'9". I used to be 5'10", but I shrunk, so I'm 5'9", 180 pounds. And so I'm a little runt. Although it's considered heavyweight in boxing. All right. So, food, boo-boo, and a cover element or something, some sort of blanket or something. That, you know, I can take a poncho liner that I've got, and I could put the poncho liner in the top, even the clothing in it. It's going to bulk it up, and it'll go over my 10-pound, I think. But so what? You know, I looked at the one wind. I've got my one wind, kind of like the Swagman roll, where it's the poncho liner that snaps all together. And I pulled it out, and there ain't no way I'm gonna pack it in that flap. It's not heavy. It inflates. The loft of the material. I'm sitting here trying to wedge and wedge and wedge to get it in that bag. And if I got it in the flap's round. So it would be easier just to take it. Actually, if I really wanted to carry it, would be to take it, and it's got a strap, run the strap around these two and set it on top. I could do that.
But you're going to take this out to do that?
Yes. No, that would stay, but that would be like the blanket.
Oh, okay.
So if I needed a blanket, but again, why do I need that blanket? Down here, this is going to be used, it's a warm sheet's all I'm really going to need.
Yeah.
A poncho liner's overkill.
Yeah, poncho liners would get into colder conditions, definitely.
Whenever, like I was saying, a lot of our summer nights, it don't get below 70,
No.
75, 80 a lot of nights. And so you just need something to cover over the top of you to keep mosquitoes off of you, and that's it.
And something that will go underneath you.
Well, that's that pad in the back.
You're right. What I'm saying is, if you could get a sheet that would lay in the hammock,
Mm-hmm.
and then you could pull over you,
Mm-hmm.
that would keep them from biting you from the backside.
Yeah, and that's what this is. It's a sleeping bag liner.
Right.
Okay, I picked one gold color so I could always see it on the shelf and know exactly what it was. And I split and made it into like a quilt. So now I can put my feet in it and pull it up over me and just tuck on either side. I took it all the way under me and just make a cocoon out of it.
Right.
You know, and the only reason I'm going to be using it, I know what the temps are supposed to be. Now, if you're next to the river, you can expect up to 10 degrees cooler at night because of the thermocline. The smoke on the water in the morning where all the heat's rising. And so if they say that the low is going to be 75, the low will probably be about 68 or 70. I can still handle that. I'm a warm sleeper.
Right.
You know, I'll have enough clothing on me. I'll be fine. As long as I'm not sopping wet when I lay down, I'll be okay. And we've done that before. Soaked with sweat, it's August, you lay down, you're sweating up until midnight. I have laid in my hammock and listened to dripping, where sweat was dripping out of the hammock to the leaves under me. I done sweated and wet the hammock.
I can be standing at work, and whether it's at 11 o'clock in the daylight or 11 o'clock at night, and you can hear the sweat dripping off of my fingers and hitting my boot going tick,
Yeah,
tick, tick.
yeah. Welcome to the South.